which club they support, irrespective of their track record in predicting games at this level. I don't think anyone could have predicted that outcome, but it did happen. And because of that, we'll try to make sense of that performance. Is this the game and the performance that essentially seals Ousmane Dembele as the Ballon d'Or for 2025? Well, you never know. We'll have that conversation and look at Kylian Mbappe's as well, whether or not he should have started that game in the first place. At midway points through the show, as we always do, we'll activate the phone lines and then pick some 5 calls, get your thoughts on the conversation that we've had. And then at the tail end of the show as well, we'll activate the phone lines again. But let me remind you that the Joy Sports Invitational is upon us again. It's coming back on the 9th of August at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium. Already some of the corporate entities that were with us last season, like Safulda, like Emigo Ghana Limited, who producers of Yomi Yogurt and Piva Beverages, have all signed up and are returning to the event. So do well to get in touch with us and register for the Joy Sports Invitational. In fact, you can simply walk in here to the front desk of Joy FM or log on to myjoyonline.com and then download the form, fill it and submit it to that same number and register your company for the Joy Sports Invitational. So once you fill it, you can either deliver it via dispatch or personally walk in here and then submit your form. It's 9 minutes gone past 3, and this is where our conversation begins. Daniel Koranteng is seated, Ofe Frimpong is here, and Ebenezer Sadari is also here. Gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome.
Yeah, man.
I've seen some belated attempts to explain away Kylian Mbappe and Real Madrid's performance and how Mbappe is just returning from the treatment table and this and that's. The long story is that, in fact, the long and short of the story is that the Club World Cup, they are out. Daniel Koranteng, did you watch that match?
Why would I miss it?
And you liked what Real Madrid did?
No, it's not about Real Madrid. You see, there are certain... Football is a very beautiful sport.
How so?
And there are certain errors that...
Error?
Yeah.
Hey.
Certain errors that when a certain team is playing...
Yeah.
Don't shout plenty. Just sit behind your TV and enjoy. Because it's inevitable. It will happen.
Because it's
inevitable. It will happen to everyone.
He will reach everybody.
If Mbappe was fit or he's not fit or he played or he didn't play,
then we'll collect.
Then we'll collect. And it's okay, like it's fine. PSG, it's football they are playing. Next level ball. It's like Hansi Flick's buying. Like Pep's Barcelona. Those things, you see, you just allow it.
Humble yourself.
And collect your portion.
It will, by all means, don't fall again before we can resume normal. But, Sunday.
But you didn't expect 4.
I expected more than 4. But you 25 minutes training.
And to be honest, but for Couture.
Who? And PSG now.
Yeah, they went to game management but very early.
That's why, low key, then they vex me. Because you see, I like ruthlessness. That's why I fell in love with Bayern. When I gave Bayern a job to do in 2020, Barcelona,
they
gave a hand to the final whistle. That's what I like. Understand? And Pep will to opposition. Keep scoring until the final whistle. But for PSG, they caught Inter Miami for first half.
They are too merciful.
We don't like that. Sunday, they should do the do for us.
I say, Sunday, Chelsea.
Correct bloodbath.
Unless trial by combat. Unless trial, because if it is just football, pass and let's go. Anyway, Sadari, how you doing?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Great.
You know what? We're going to start the conversation with Chelsea. We'll come to Real Madrid and their issues, because Real Madrid, we'll talk about Dembele. And then later...
Well, last night is fresh on our mind, so let's...
I know. That's why I want you people to calm down, because the fire I see on social media, if you guys transfer it here, the fire service may not even be enough to keep things
as you can see, the Madrid fan is mourning. He's in black. The team.
Don't do that, Benny.
Okay, let me start with you.
Yeah, sure.
On Chelsea's performance in that game against Fluminense. First of all, your overall impression on that before we come to that moment of quote unquote madness.
Well, I've been really impressed by this Chelsea side. This new Chelsea side that Enzo Maresca is setting up for next season. They look really great up front. Though, Liam Delap in time came to play, and also João Pedro. So they've not had a starting 9 as we expected Nicolas Jackson to start. But the performance has been great. I've been impressed by Enzo Fernandez, and also Kopama hasn't really showed his, all his qualities in this Club World Cup, but he has been really, really great for them. And Enzo Maresca is cooking up something for this Chelsea side that people are underrating them. Actually, He's cooking something.
What is he cooking?
I'm trying to understand the game plan of Chelsea. In the final on Sunday against PSG, it's not going to be a bloodbath like the way PSG destroyed Real Madrid. No. People are underrating Chelsea. And actually, final is a one game.
It's a one-off game.
One-off game. It's not. This season, Botafogo scored Paris Saint-Germain the Club World Cup. We saw it. 1-0. Pam. They've closed. I think Chelsea will have the edge over PSG on Sunday, which will shock people. Actually,
we'll come to that.
Yeah.
But wrap up on your assessment of the Chelsea team, particularly. I think Moises Caicedo's performance has gone under the radar.
Yeah, and also Chalobah.
Yeah,
Chalobah and Marco Cucurella. Cucurella is really, really great when it comes to defending. He's this guy that gives Chelsea a very strong balance at the back, and also when he's going for it, you could see him attacking. Caicedo has been great. He needed to improve from last season and last 2 seasons, and he's improving now. People are, some people are comparing him to Kante, but he's not at that level. But he's improving, which I think he's really helping the Chelsea side. I was very impressed with Nkunku's performance against Fluminense. He's somebody that has had, a bad season at Chelsea, but his performance against Fluminense was very great.
He saved the best for the last. Just when it looks like he's on his way out.
Yeah.
Does Maresca leave this tournament with perhaps the biggest credit of his Chelsea career?
Not necessarily.
Why so?
I think winning a trophy and finishing in the top 4 last season was much more difficult than reaching the final of this competition, especially if you look at the partner of Chelsea.
Okay.
I don't think there was any game that Chelsea played in this competition on paper that we were not expecting to win. So they have basically matched what we all expected, game by game.
Yeah.
Obviously, at the start of the competition, you do so many permutations, and yet you think you'll face much better opposition. No disrespect to anyone they face, but I'm saying on paper, if you look at the fixtures they've had, especially in the knockout rounds, you expected Chelsea to win, and you went out and you won.
Right.
The biggest test is on Sunday. I think it's the first game on paper in this competition that they are underdogs, and that but it's how they are able to navigate this PSG test. You see the way Madrid was humbled.
Yeah.
You look at the Bayern and PSG game. Bayern will look at the game and tell themselves, look, they also had their moments. They can look at this thing and they are getting there small. As for Madrid, they know that there's serious work to be done.
Yeah.
Chelsea to you lose, but it's the manner in which you lose that will shape. And you see, you don't have to even if you lose like 2-1 or whatever, losing against PSG is not necessary. For me, it doesn't necessarily gauge where you are in, like, I think this Chelsea team they are building something good. I agree with football. They are building something good. But the test of the Champions League is what will be different next season. That's why I'm not paying from a Chelsea point of view, I'm not paying too much attention on this Club World Cup, because what they did last season was playing basically 2 different teams up until the latter part of the conference. In fact, just
I think the final
only
is the only game where
their main team played just league matches.
Yeah.
And then the conference.
So they were well rested.
This time around, every game in the Champions League, those 8 matches are very important. So it's going to be a very different scenario for Chelsea, and I don't think this group of players have been through that before. They are too young. Obviously, the club has been, but this group of players and the manager have been.
Yeah.
So that will be where the test is. But for Sunday, let's not discuss too much.
As for that one, I agree with you, Sarari. Now let's get into our main conversation on this Chelsea thing. Chelsea won comfortably. There was a chance that Nicolas Jackson had when he came on and he flashed it wide into the side netting. Cole Palmer's reaction, a lot of us, when the incident happened, we just moved on. But after seeing Cole Palmer's reaction, it wasn't just one of disappointment. He actually then started screaming at Nicholas Jackson, confronted him. The good thing was that Jackson looked away, so it didn't escalate into anything. Now, there are those who believe that Cole Palmer has every right to have demanded the ball. And then there are those who believe Jackson is a centre forward. And every centre forward who knows his onions in that position is not passing the ball. Was Palmer justified to have reacted in that manner?
The only thing that justifies Palmer's reaction is Jackson putting the ball wide. If Jackson had buried the ball or had scored, Palmer wouldn't have done any of that. Yes, I know some parts of him would be disappointed, but he would have gone on to celebrate the third or fourth goal? Third goal
yeah,
with Nicholas Jackson. But the thing is, I understand Jackson, because me myself, if I were to be a striker, I'd have given the ball to Cole Palmer, because that angle was a little bit tight. And looking at the player, I'm just putting myself in that situation. Like, I'm putting myself in that situation and looking at Nicholas Jackson, who hasn't really been a great finisher. It was something that, like, maybe he had to be honest with himself and like choose the safer side of things. And the thing is, now Nicholas Jackson is facing two different players in a form of competition: Liam Delap and recently arriving João Pedro. And he also has to make a statement and prove that, yes, you guys have come with fire, but I'm still there, Unupa here. So, like, it was understandable. But for him to like go that wide, you have to be doing better. Like, this is it, because there's no preseason for Chelsea, and this is like one of their ways of stepping up to the plate. And Nkunku has taken up the opportunity and is doing wonders. Maybe he might not integrate him back into Maresca's plans, but he's marketing himself for a better club, a bigger, or maybe a club at the same level as Chelsea. So Nicholas Jackson should have done better with that ball. But I think the Cole Palmer's reaction is one of those things that happen within the game. It happens, yeah, let's move on. Because Jackson did not look on. He threw a gesture at an apology gesture at Cole Palmer, like it was cool.
Koranteng, would you have passed that ball if you were in that situation?
Me, I'm petty, so. Look, Jackson is a striker. Well, he says he's a striker.
Yeah.
You shoot. Like, Charlie, this thing, I know, the reaction was very... And for me, see, I'm looking at it from a team point of view.
Yeah.
All the Chelsea players in that dressing room know that Nicholas Jackson is under pressure. They know.
Yeah.
João Pedro has... In fact, Liam Delap came 2 games. No.
João Pedro.
The guy is calling. João Pedro came, first start, he's already banged a brace. Super good. And then you are subbed on, and you have a very good opportunity. You Palmer, you should understand. The guy is short. And this is where you see, whether Palmer likes it or not, the likes of himself, Caicedo, Enzo, they are the leaders in the dressing room. So you don't react like that to kill the spirit of your teammate. Because now that's what everybody is talking about. Yeah. And unfortunately, we know over here we are defending our boy. But unfortunately, if you read the British press, everybody is on Jackson's case. You can't score, you are Sansu shooting. You see, and it's not nice. It reminds me of what happened, if you remember, 2 seasons ago, when Man United were in pre-season. Onana came fresh.
Yeah.
Maguire made some mistake and he went ballistic
on Maguire.
And at that time, the guy was seriously under pressure. His confidence was down. So if you do that to him, you are wicked. So Cole Palmer, no. And Cole Palmer.
Cold-hearted Cole
Palmer. That goal he scored against Palmeiras. Yeah. Wasn't that his first open play like 20 or something matches? Yeah. You yourself, you are not even in the right. Your form is gradually rising again. Then see what you are doing to your brother. In a game where you have virtually won the game already. Look at the time where the chance happened. You have virtually won the game already. So, for me, if I'm the manager, I'll pull him aside and tell you, don't do that. You think Thiago Silva, put an arm around him.
Yeah.
You see, because you don't know whether the club is going to sell him or not. You don't even know the manager's plans. So the guy's confidence and the guy's form, it affects you, whether you like it or not. So at that point in the game, it's 2-0. You've won the game. The guy has shot, yes, he has missed it. He said sorry. And you are spanking the post, you are slamming the post and throwing yourself like this thing.
He nearly broke the post.
Like he knew if he was in that position, he would pass to.
That's the other thing.
What's his goal?
Jackson.
In some way, I thought it was very, very unfair for him. He should stop that thing.
That's the other thing. I mean, whether we agree that Jackson was right or wrong, there's one thing we can all agree on. If rules were reversed, there is no way Palmer is passing that ball.
And you only got angry because he didn't score.
There's no way Palmer.
Actually, you have passed that ball.
Palmer.
Yes, actually.
Which Palmer have you been watching?
Nicholas Jackson is just calling pressure from himself.
What are you talking about?
I'm a baller, actually. I play football every weekend. If it was me, actually, there's pressure on him now. Now that Delap and João Pedro is in. Just like, from that angle, when you watch the game from Nicholas Jackson's angle, it's very difficult for him to score. And the way he even kicked the ball was even poor. Palmer was just there, free. No one was marking him. It was 80th minute of the game. Just give the ball to Palmer, let him finish it. Game over. You're done. At least you came in, you contributed to a goal. You gave an assist. The reason why I'm saying that he should have passed the ball to Palmer. Let's look at their stats from last season.
Okay.
Actually, I'll take Nicholas Jackson's first.
Okay.
He has taken 50 shots in 30 matches so far in the Premier League. In the Premier League 24-25 season.
Yeah.
Of the 50 shots, 25 were on target and the other were off target.
Hey.
Yes, Nicholas Jackson.
One in every 2 shots.
Yes.
It's off target.
It's off target.
Okay.
That means that Jackson's shooting accuracy is 50%. He scores a goal for every 8.33 shot he takes and takes 2.51 shots per 90 minutes on the pitch. That's for Jackson.
Let's break that down.
Yeah.
So let's round that. The 8, no, the decimal on it, is it above 5 or below 5?
Above 5.
So let's round that up to 9. So he scores 1 goal from every 9 shots that he takes.
Yes.
And then he takes how many shots per game?
2.51 shots per 90 minutes on the pitch.
That has to be around 3 shots per game.
So that's like a goal every 3 games.
Yes. Probably, yes, a goal every 3 games.
Yeah.
And that is for Nicholas Jackson.
Yeah.
Let's look at Palmer.
Okay.
Palmer has taken 86 shots in 37 matches in the Premier League. Of the 86 shots, 50 were on target and other 36 were off target. That means that Palmer's shooting accuracy is 58.14%. So he has a better shooting accuracy than Nicholas Jackson. Now, he scores a goal for every 5.73 shot he takes and takes 2.49 shots per 90 minutes on the pitch.
But that last percentage you give,
yeah, it's
the context to that is that Palmer also takes far more shots than Jackson.
Yeah, last season,
for a striker,
he has contradicted himself.
No.
Wait. For a striker, Jackson is taking 50 shots, or he took 50 shots.
He took 50 shots.
Palmer did 86, bro. That's nearly double.
Yes. And actually,
that's nearly double how many shots. Yeah.
You don't. In this instance, look at the shots.
How many games did Palmer play? Because Jackson had 30 games.
Okay, Palmer played more games than him.
Yes.
So look at shots.
How many games?
Actually, are you looking at
the shots per game is 2.4.
2.4 for who? Palmer.
2.49 for Palmer
So
per 90 minutes on the pitch.
2.5 for
2.51 per 90 minutes for Nicholas Jackson.
basically the same thing.
It's just that Palmer's volume of games are more.
Yes. But actually, if I was Jackson, the ball, I would have just passed the ball to Nicholas.
I'm not saying that this, because when you started the numbers, I assumed that the numbers were going to project light and day as far as their shooting and then conversion stats are concerned.
Basically the same thing.
If you know Palmer, no, he's not a better finisher.
No, but actually,
He has contradicted himself.
If I have what you are saying is that if Colwell is through on goal, 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper and Palmer is behind him,
no, actually, no, from that angle. Oh, no, actually, that's not what I'm saying.
What people are also failing to look at, if you look at the reverse angle,
Yeah.
the defender had covered the space.
Yes.
No, but he came on.
The pass would have gone was Sulia.
Yeah.
And Sulia.
And
in that situation,
Actually, that's why I'm a baller. I would have known how to pass that. Because Jackson is a professional. He should know how to.
Jackson is also a baller.
We've seen people giving tight angles, accurate passes. Because Jackson from that angle can't give a pass to Kopama to score. No, actually, that's a big lie.
A similar instance before. Let me take you back.
What I'm saying that there is pressure on him.
When you are done with this, we'll activate the phone lines and then get what the fans think. Yeah, what the Chelsea fans especially.
They're vexed already.
You shouldn't no blasting.
0548 841 039. 0548 841
shot and missed.
Mind you,
and that's a very good question. The other number is 0302 216 568 or 0302 216 567. Right after Sadari's submission, we'll activate the phone lines and then get your thoughts on this matter.
Let's take a look at João Pedro's first goal.
Yeah.
Look at the angle it was like he was positioned at.
Yeah.
He had the options, at least one or two to pass, but he scored from there. Why didn't you see anything like similar to that? And I don't think Palmer would have reacted in that way. If João Pedro had missed the penalty. Jackson is being vilified for something that is out of his control.
Yeah.
And you see, let me take you back to the 2014 World Cup. We had a similar situation. Ghana versus Germany. It was Jordan Ayew, Asamoah Gyan. We at the back were sitting down saying that Jordan should have passed the ball. But in that space, Jordan isn't left-footed. And with the way the ball was positioned, he couldn't have even given that pass to Asamoah Gyan. So he had no option than to shoot. And it was even an on-target shot. So now we've looked at this and we are now coming to blame somebody else for doing something that his situation permitted him to do. Didn't you see that the space had been
let's take some phone calls.
I'm not blaming him, but I'm saying there's pressure on him.
Producer.
There's pressure on Nicolas Jackson.
Okay. But call us regardless. 0302 216 568 0302 216 567 or 0548 841 039. Yeah? Call us and then let's get your thoughts on this Chelsea matter and even the progress of the performance of Chelsea at the FIFA Club World Cup. Let me see if we have our first caller on the line. Hello, what's your name and where are you calling us from? Okay, I've been asked to wait, but you can call us on 0302 216 568 0302 216 567. A quick word on the Real Madrid thing. Okay, first of all, the game, before we come to the Ballon d'Or implications for the two sets of players. Daniel, did Real Madrid approach this game the wrong way? Because I looked at the lineup and I was trying to make sense of it and I was struggling because here you had Gonzalo Garcia, Vinicius right, Mbappe left, and then that midfield three of Ada Güler, Aurelien Tchouameni and his partner, Fede Valverde forced at right back because of the absence of Trent Alexander-Arnold. Was that the best lineup? And in terms of how the team set up, was that the way to go about it?
I understand why. Alonso wasn't like that.
Okay.
I think if Trent was fit, I wouldn't have started Mbappe. I would have maintained Vinicius and the youngster up front, and then added an extra midfielder in Valverde. But Valverde, Madrid have quite a number of injuries in their team, so you could understand why he had to quickly try and fit Mbappe in there.
Okay.
But for me, the bottom line is it's not necessarily about this the starting lineup. It was a battle between the two philosophies, and Luis Enrique's one is far more advanced than Alonso. Yeah. Real Madrid, they played well in this competition. They've looked very good at times, but we could always see that defensively they are not as solid. And for me, it will take time for him to slowly fix some of these things. This thing was very necessary. I'm happy it happened to them. No, it's true. Because you may...
Could it not have been a 2-1 defeat? It would still serve the same purpose.
No. 2-1 defeat, maybe your stubbornness will still...
It prepares over the
cracks.
Yes.
Sometimes these things have to happen so that you know that there are serious problems in it. Because this is like a Champions League semi-final tie. PSG Real Madrid. It's a Champions League quarter-final, semi-final tie. So if you are facing them at a neutral venue and you are losing by 4 goals to me, over 2 legs, it could be something very different. So it had to happen for Madrid, and I'm not reading too much into it. I think as the season goes on, the little I've seen of Alonso, I've been impressed. Especially with the injuries he's had. The little I've seen of him, I've been impressed. But then again, look, it was always going to happen. PSG were always going to beat them. And I'm happy it happened also from a petty point of view, because I said it to be a one side who ship them good and people thought I was crazy. But they are lucky. They are lucky that PSG, they respect their elders. Yeah. That's the thing. They are a very respectful team.
Except the Champions League final. Okay, I think we have
the Champions League final, they have to make sure.
I think we have our first caller on the line. Good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling us from? Is he still on? I can, right. Go ahead and let us know your thoughts on this whole Cole Palmer Chelsea thing.
Hello. Mr. Ju. Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, what's your name and where are you calling us from?
Yeah, this Roy.
Right, go ahead.
Yeah. Nicola Jackson, no. I beg you, EBC the Gallis.
Yeah, go ahead. We are listening.
Yeah, I beg you, Nicola Jackson, no. Is he a Senegalese?
Yes.
He just went there to naturalize.
Is that?
Has he gone there to naturalize or?
He's a Senegalese.
Because Charlie, Senegal people there, we know them of their names. So this is Jackson. No, I don't know where he migrated to Senegal. See, this guy, Chelsea should show this guy to Saudi Arabia, because Charlie, it's not ready to change.
Then it means you're not only siding with Cole Palmer, you are saying they should sack him cry.
Oh, they make it go Saudi Arabia. This guy is not a serious footballer.
Wait, because that's very harsh. Because he missed that chance or what?
It's not only today. This guy is not ready to change you. Missing chances anyhow. Like, who does that? And he doesn't even respect you.
Oh, who did he disrespect? When did he disrespect anybody?
He's the top of social media. He's listening as a footballer. Don't listen to anything they say on social media. But you go and react. Then later you go on the field and you go and do the same thing. So this guy, if Chelsea want to do well there, they will sell and give Arsenal. Sell and give Arsenal.
Now is Arsenal, not Saudi Arabia.
Arsenal or Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure say that guy is the Gallis. You go naturalize.
He's of Gambian descent, but the issues
because the name is Jackson. Yeah,
but Gambia Jackson be them
Yeah, Jackson.
Oh. Thank you very much for calling. I'd like to hear from other Chelsea fans as well. Call us on 0302 216568, 0302 216567, or 0548 841 039. 0548 841 039. See, the Chelsea fans, when they give up on you, because I thought the Mikel episode was gone. But hello, what's your name and where are you calling us from?
Hello.
What's your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Nana.
Your name is Nana. Nana, please talk to us.
Oh, Charlie. I think that Obama overreacted. If they were losing and they needed the goal to change something, then I can understand. Okay, but you are winning. You are just a few minutes away and you are reacting as if you are not going to do so. So I think Obama is just overreacting. And just like Danny said, you see, if you're a leader, sometimes you have to, when you understand the environment where someone's head may be regarding their position, that's the time that you have to be there for them, not to feed them to the dogs like Palmer did. The palm wine or say a palm nut soup or say then a nimbo.
Charlie, fantastic submission, but the palm wine was a palm nut soup.
Yeah. Go palm nut soup and it's a fool. If you wish one, Danny, if you will be your guy, which one be that? Palm nut soup or
is it the palm wine?
It be palm wine. You don't be serious, guy. Palm wine.
Then speak to your guy, and they overreact.
I will talk to him. I will talk to him. Palmer, they my guy, so I will talk.
And yes, next is the best artist. of love, cooking or no. You see, when you do some of these things, you raise the expectation of yourself. Okay, so if you start to mess up, the way we will cook you, no mercy for you, because your own teammates, you are doing it to them. Now you don't want us to cook you. Yeah, they never hear I'm quite. I'm not soup. Bye bye.
Nana, thank you very much. It may have been delivered in a light-hearted manner, but that's a very valid point he raised about how Palmer would react if his teammates also do that same thing to him. Yeah, when he misses a chance. I think we can take one more call, and then we'll move the conversation on to the Real Madrid issue. 0302. Okay. Good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling us from? Hello? Hello, what's your name and where are you calling us from? Okay, I think he's gone off. Yeah.
Have you made... Okay.
No, go on, I'm listening.
Have you made this realization about PSG this whole season and like the opponents from this past season and opponents they faced? So far, I can boldly say that if maybe Chelsea doesn't do...
Hello?
Okay, I think we have the last caller on. Good afternoon, what's your name and where are you calling us from?
Yeah, this is Emmanuel, calling from Papa.
Emmanuel, talk to me.
Hey, Nicola Jackson.
How you started the thing there, I know where you are ending.
You know that Chelsea can cook Palmer like the way they do to Nicola Jackson.
Why is that?
See, that guy is a special player. But the ball Palmer they play, Jackson know the player. You see, but Danike, you could call your man then talk to him. I don't say you get a number. It will lie or it will WhatsApp.
No, it be FaceTime we do. I will talk to him. Make no worry.
But Kupama no. I say the Kupama. Jackson no. It will. If be striker, So if you get a chance where you know if you score, just do the needful. Just pass the ball. But this guy, it's like he wants to score goal. Like you want to find any way to miss to score a goal, and you are not clinical. You are not good like that. You know say the Chelsea people say they really like you. They like you already. Just do the simple things. Just pass the ball. If Kopama miss the ball, that was his own wala. But you go and shoot, and you go and embarrass yourself. Just say there, Charlie. Make it go.
Thank you very much. Nana.
Because now that there's João Pedro and Delete, Charlie,
he will stay and fight for his position. You can't tell Jackson what to do.
You go fight in the Asamado.
No. The fight in there, he will fight for his place at Chelsea.
You go fight in Asamado.
Oh, nah, that one is actually. It was like you are ending his life. Meanwhile, Jackson too is a young man. Daniel, let's talk about Real Madrid and the. Okay, Frimpong. Sadar, sorry.
So what I was saying was, if Chelsea doesn't do anything out of the extraordinary and like try to meet PSG boots for boots, then I can boldly say that the only opposition that troubled PSG was Liverpool.
They are not serious.
Oh yes.
Granting, what is the significance of
like this? Then it makes my heart.
Your heart will not do
an Everton fan.
Your heart will not do anything. We beat them in Paris. It took them 120 minutes to eliminate me on penalties. What do you have to say about that?
That consolation prize of we're the only team we didn't lose to them. It's like
Liverpool.
I didn't say we didn't lose to them. We gave them a hard time.
Remember the year with that won the Champions League that they beat Hearts 6-1.
Yeah.
Hearts fans say that because they beat with that in Accra, and in that entire campaign they were the only one who beat with that. So they beat.
Hello, lovely viewers. These are Manchester United fans. We should understand the hate.
We score.
Be serious. I'm sure the Liverpool fans who are the ones
they'll be disappointed.
They are not going to be disappointed. Manchester United fans are still winning their colours for that much more Liverpool fans.
Champions. See, Ousmane Dembele. Right now, Ballon d'Or straight to.
The Ballon d'Or and the CAF best and it's all going to
Lamine Yamal.
The CAF player of the year too.
Hey, Mohamed Salah did there.
Now who else go?
Mohamed Salah.
Who else go winner?
Mohamed Salah mentioned name
for the first time in history.
PSG they carry Ballon d'Or.
UEFA player of the year.
Before they taking that one.
FIFA best.
CAF best. If you joke,
Asia
best, can you win it? Brother, they are carrying everything. PSG. Now this Ballon, you see, to be frank, I understand the way the world works.
Yeah.
I mean, look, if I was voting, I still vote for Vitinha, but it's cool. Dembele, top guy. What happened yesterday? The guy has won. There is France Football.
Yeah.
Who organized it with UEFA.
Yeah.
The guy is French. Look, they set some chair. When Benzema did me fast,
Quick.
they set some chair. So I understand these things. Dembele, he has won. But the truth, what I want is the top 3. It's not just who will win.
Hey.
The top 3
Don't
must
be
be truthful.
greedy.
It's very
Don't
important.
be greedy.
No.
Important.
The top 3 must be truthful.
Vitinha up there.
Vitinha, Nuno Mensch, and Dembele.
Exactly.
By far, the best players in the world this year.
All in PSG shirts.
Full stop. 2010, we saw some.
Kvaratskhelia.
2010, we saw some.
Yeah.
They removed 3 people who were supposed to be in the top
Snyder.
3 and
I still don't
replaced them
understand.
with their friends. We saw some.
Yeah.
We saw some. If I okay, to be frank, Iniesta and Xavi then they inside. After World Cup, everything Iniesta and Xavi they inside. But Schneider should have been in top 3. On another day, I can also argue and tell you why Messi deserved, depending on what the debate is. But the point is, this season, after everything that has happened, the first 3 or 4 games, Dembele didn't play.
Yeah.
You see Vitinha and Nuno Mensch, and the balling, they were balling out. Proper, consistent balling.
In pockets.
Vitinha and Nuno Mensch also won Nations League.
Yeah.
So as for, yes, you give it to Dembele, but
The number 2 and 3.
the number 2 and 3, let's be truthful. Those 2 must be either 2 or quick. They must be there.
But this is wickedness. Also, Lamine Yamal and Rafinha
As
and
for Lamine, his
Mbappe.
time will come.
Yeah,
It's not
not
I said
now.
Lamine safe. Lamine, if
Just
Lamine
say-
truthful, Rafinha if for day there.
Lamine, that's it.
Yeah,
we replace him.
Mbappe says
The
to
club
be-
has replaced the slot. So that one
This
we
guy.
understand. But Vitinha, as a Lamine, he now you know see this thing, you know be. If there's somebody coming from Barca, Rafinha, you know be. But the club has the power to replace the slot. We see some before.
Yeah, last season, safe. Last season.
These things it happens. But the bottom line is, Boga, what these 3 players have done.
Nah, this one, if you are listening, 5 minutes to the top of the hour, you have to tell that you're granting something, speak some sense into it, because now you're jumping from Dembele is secure to top 3.
That is true. Actually, it's true.
What is your objection to this?
Actually, it's true.
There's nothing else to say again. Like,
Actually, I fully support the
I
granting
think
on this one.
Joseph top 5 because Hakimi took for days. No, it's true.
Juan Carlos Ramos,
Hakimi for days.
Kvaratskhelia, them all in there.
Answer.
Okay.
Actually, for me personally, I think Vitinha should win this award. He's a fantastic footballer this season.
Not Dembele.
Not Dembele. For me, people will quite disagree because Dembele is an attacker and he's scoring goals, and that is the beauty of the game. But the way Vitinha controls the midfield of PSG, the way he's balling for them this season, and without him, it will be very difficult for Luis Enrique's side to play the way they are playing. The guy is a baller, Wachu. He's a baller. Then he gave a stat about him, comparing it was Vitinha and on Sports Zone. Like, can you remember? You're comparing Vitinha, I think Salah.
Salah no dins, and Salah no you go feel with Ballon d'Or.
Was it Rafinha? No, that
Salah top shots.
It was-
no. It was
It was Vitinha and to Rodri last year.
Rodri, yes.
Vitinha
Yes.
to Pedri this
Pedri,
year.
yes.
Vitinha.
yeah.
What the guy
And actually,
Do me-
Vitinha's stats was way above them. Way above them. Way above them. When you look at the Nations League for Portugal, the way he was controlling the middle, he was the only player that was not changed in the middle of the pitch. Roberto Martinez was trying Ruben Neves, João Neves, but Vitinha was the standing midfielder there. And for me personally, he should win this out. He deserves it. Actually, we've seen some games that PSG, Dembele has missed for PSG season. Vitinha, consistency, he has been there from day one for them.
But the question that because it looks like everyone has completely dismissed Kylian Mbappe from.
Oh
the
no, actually,
wait, hey, calm down.
Why? Then we cannot bring up.
Wait,
It's time.
Wait.
It's not his time yet. He's
You
that
see-
chain.
Wait. Now, because I have two players in fact, three. The first one is Kylian Mbappe. 44 goals in 56 matches across all competitions last term. 34 matches in La Liga, 31 goals.
What did I do for Real Madrid in terms of
in the Champions League? 14 matches, 7 goals. Copa del Rey, 4 matches, 2 goals.
Read Rafinha.
That's the second person I was coming to. Wait. Well, you guys should first tell me why Mbappe should not be in the conversation.
Actually, Mbappe had a
or shouldn't win it.
Because Dembele, Vitinha, Joao Mendes, all these people exist. That's why he can do.
It's not his time.
Then let's bring Salah.
Actually, Mbappe had a better season, though, but not his team.
Last season, Ballon d'Or didn't read Copa stats. Mbappe has borders, but Real Madrid didn't help.
Didn't help him, so that
the team had a worse season. That's why.
Next season we go again. There's nothing wrong with that. Now Salah no April he talk Ballon d'Or. Where he did right now? Right now, calf.
See, tell your fellow Manchester United fan, I should leave Liverpool players alone. Why not? Why must Salah take your something before? Hey,
no,
you take your something before.
If you were you are a neutral, a technical mind, and you are asked to compare Salah's season with Hakimi's season, Africa best. You are telling me that Salah should win.
Guys, wait till.
Have you asked me that question? I've told you.
Guys,
so why are you arguing? If I say
every 10 years to take
That the case said Hakimi should read the count.
Why does he want to take 10 cents?
Wait, talk to me. So when I asked the Mbappe question,
he's dismissed. He's spoken to you.
All of them are dismissed.
We love him, but
He's dismissed. He should come next season.
Then there's Rafinha. Because when you say Mbappe doesn't even make the top 3, it's a bit contentious.
Rafinha's only.
But
We know the numbers.
Wait,
we know the numbers.
The listeners don't know.
The listeners.
I want people.
They know more than you.
Wait, not all. Wait. At least I want to remind them.
Okay, I should remind them.
La Liga. 36 matches, 18. In fact, 36 matches, 18 goals. That means for every 2 games Rafinha plays, he gets a goal, and he's not a striker. He gave 11 assists in those games. The Champions League, 14 matches, 13 goals. 14 matches, 13 goals, 9 assists. Copa del Rey, 5 matches, 1 goal, 4 assists. So a goal contribution in every game. Then the Super Copa, 2 matches, 2 goals. 57 appearances in all competitions, 34 goals, 25 assists. Why is this guy not a front runner for Ballon d'Or?
Actually, that's dedicated because Vitinha and Nuno Mendes exist. That's why.
So just by idea,
no, clearly, this is Rafinha's best season.
Competition.
What you have, somebody has better. That's it.
It's based on competition.
You have goals, Dembele has goals.
We can, but unfortunately for him, when they mattered most, when he got to that Champions League, they lost.
Yeah.
Somebody went to win it.
And has won extra.
So because Dembele and the PSG squad won the Champions League, they are more deserving than everyone
His
else.
national team form too doesn't speak for him. World Club Championship is in the house. It doesn't help.
It doesn't help. And you show us at the competition that.
No, but remember, somewhere in March, April, I thought Rafinha by far should have won. That was before, but it's competition. Things happen.
Anybody can
he's
pop
dismissed.
Up. Anybody can pop up.
You know what
was Lamine Yamal on that list?
On what list?
The people that should be in the conversation.
Those are the names that no Lamine Yamal.
Like they'll see. I want his numbers.
No.
Somebody should go and score over 30 something goals, come and compete with your Ace La Liga goals.
But if these two didn't make the list there, that means if I bring Salah Sef.
Please.
Salah score.
Where we go see.
So you would admit him into the top 3 or still
top 10, we beg, top 10.
The top 10 go hard though. See. Actually, on a serious level, but the competition this season has been top.
Please. The Real Madrid and Barcelona fans. This one, Real Madrid and Barcelona fans, and anyone who is not in favor of this PSG agenda, call and tell these boys something.
Somebody's winning everything. You say it's agenda.
0302 216 568 0302 216 567 or 0548 841 039. I don't understand how all 3 should go to just one team. Like, why?
Why not happen before?
Actually, we said it before 2010.
Before 2010, Messi, Xavi, Iniesta. Messi Xavi Iniesta 2010 is the same thing.
2010 they didn't even win treble. So the team has won treble, is winning World
And
Cup.
Cups and everything. He was not even top three.
That's right center. You say who should you put there? Garnacho.
Hey, cool. Oh, but Real Madrid will be back. Don't worry. This Ballon d'Or, Mbappe will win it all. Yeah, I'm telling you, Ballon d'Or before he finishes, guy,
Mbappe to keep since 2018 future world best.
Dembele coming to win.
By all means,
Make them
Ballon d'Or ahead of.
ahead of.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's
So
crazy.
today you just came to describe everybody who's not Dembele as Dachshini. Like, yeah.
well, me, I'm
No,
not
but
talking
Achu, like joke.
That is how you've described Mbappe.
No,
That
he
is how
will
you
win it.
described Lamine Yamal.
Yeah.
Go and ask Vinicius why he was crying.
Chaliba,
When they said
wait,
he's not-
on a
Players
level,
do that. Once the guy has come,
on a level, it looks
This
like.
year, the top 10.
Wait,
it could
on
be
a level,
different.
it looks like Vinicius Junior. His chance was just last year.
Yeah, that's why he was crazy.
let me. What Mbappe has done this season is similar to what Harry Kane did last season. He balled out everywhere. Super numbers.
Goals and all that.
They didn't help him. Lautaro Martinez last 2 seasons the same thing.
Oh God.
0302216568, 0302216567, or 0548841039, 0548841039. We're in July, but it looks like people have already made up their minds. In fact, we're only in the second week of July, but it appears people have already made up their minds on who should win the Ballon d'Or.
Oh, but quick question. Okay, I have to check. But
So there's nothing.
World Cup then go fit qualify.
Egypt, they're still in the reckoning.
Because if they don't qualify, I want to trouble you.
Okay.
Because Kudus will take the
this
cup.
agenda.
Next season Kudus.
Hello, what's your name and where are you calling us from? Hello? Okay, I think he's gone off. But DK, what is this you are doing? So you are telling me that
Wait. Listen to you see, I don't like this. You put your agenda.
Okay.
If
Go ahead.
Egypt don't qualify to the World Cup, he's already has a disadvantage because we've qualified. September we are signing the
Here we
tickets.
come.
We are going to the World Cup. By the end of next season, what Kudus will do at Tottenham? Quarter. 15 goals,
10
and
assists.
17
Sharp.
Then World Cup. That big World Cup, the group stage will qualify from
The World Cup to Kudusi, he scored there before.
Oh, he's not. We see him.
He scored there
That's all.
before.
South Korea.
So you know, if you are not at the World Cup, if Egypt is not at the World Cup, already disadvantage. Now Egypt trying to go to the World Cup.
What are they going to do?
It wasn't their standard.
They don't do anything.
Yeah, let's go.
If they don't be AFCON, Charlie.
Hello, good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Oh, I'm Kelvin. I'm calling from Bielsa.
Kelvin, say something to Koranteng and this boy for me.
I think the Billy deserves the Ballon d'Or.
Oh, by you, Pa, Kelvin.
Oh, to be frank,
Why?
he had a better season like with his team than anybody else. And I think Hakimi had a better season than Mendes. But because like the Yamal factor, that's why everybody is hyping. Is putting Mendes to the Ballon d'Or list. But Hakimi had a better season. Even with his numbers, you can even take.
So all of you are not giving any room for any brilliant performance between now and December for anybody to crash the list. It's just your mind is made up.
Oh, it's like my mind is made up or something. Like the UEFA Nations League is a minor competition. It's not like the Euro thing that it's just a minor competition. Even some players don't really want to play that competition. That competition is a minor competition. That's why I don't know why people are looking for new members to be the top. But I've had a better season than them. It's because the semi-finals they went out. Barcelona went out from the semi-final. But if they had a better season than Rafinha had a better season than the new members. You know.
Okay, thank you very much, Kelvin. Let's move on to the next caller. I think.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. The producer says we're not able to take any more calls, and our time is up. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Before we go, though, Daniel, quick prediction on the Club World Cup final. Quick prediction.
I will laugh. That's what
You will laugh. Okay.
Chelsea is winning.
Chelsea is winning.
Yeah.
Okay. Sadari.
PSG 5, Chelsea 1.
Okay, thank you very much, gentlemen. Next week, by this time, we will be back in the studio to see whose prediction came to pass. My name is Victor Achitamaklu. Don't forget, we've got the Joy Sports Invitational coming up on the 9th of August at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium. Until we meet again, take care of yourself.
This is Hits.